Archibald Wobbleton wasn't your average 7-year-old boy. While most children his age spent their days climbing trees, building forts, or losing themselves in the world of make-believe, Archibald, Archie to his friends, had already conquered the world of knowledge. He was top of his class in every subject and had a knack for inventing clever contraptions. Teachers marveled at his intelligence, and his friends admired his quick wit. But Archie had a secret. Unlike every other child in his town, Archie did not believe in Christmas. To him, Santa Claus, flying reindeer, and the North Pole were nothing more than elaborate lies concocted by adults to manipulate children into behaving. And Archie, being as logical as he was clever, decided he would prove it. Months before Christmas, Archie set to work on his ambitious plan. He would send himself to the North Pole in a crate to uncover the truth once and for all. Using his knack for invention, Archie built a crate large enough to house a small boy for a long journey. He insulated it with layers of tin foil and foam, ensuring no scanners would detect him inside. He installed clever compartments for food, tools, and even a waste disposal hatch, though that part didn't turn out as effective as he had hoped. To power his small light and heater, Archie rigged a pedaling system to generate electricity. It wasn't perfect, but it would do. With 2 weeks to go before Christmas, the plan was set in motion. His parents, always away on business, thought he was home with his nanny. The nanny, meanwhile, was convinced Archie was staying with his best friend. Everything was perfectly orchestrated, and Archie was proud of his genius. On a cold December evening, Archie packed himself into the crate. By morning, he was loaded onto a cargo plane bound for the Arctic. Archie's journey wasn't without its challenges. His waste hatch got jammed, and the smell inside the crate became rather unpleasant. But Archie endured, determined to reveal the truth. When the plane landed, Archie pried open the crate's lid, stepping out into a world blanketed in snow. His breath puffed in frosty clouds as he surveyed the landscape. He spotted a large stable nearby and trudged through the snow to investigate. Inside, he found 9 reindeer. Archie laughed to himself. They've really gone all out with this charade. One reindeer stood out. It had a glowing red nose. "Oh, come on," Archie muttered. "This is just cruel." He reached out to tug at what he assumed was a fake red nose, but the reindeer snorted and pulled back, its nose glowing brighter. Archie stumbled backward in surprise. "That's not possible," he whispered. Curious and freezing, Archie ventured further into the snow until he found a large snow-covered building. Inside, he was greeted by a spectacular sight, an enormous workshop with shelves stretching as far as the eye could see, piled high with wrapped presents. Archie's mind reeled. They really spared no expense on this. Just then, a deep voice boomed behind him. "What are you doing here, young man?" Archie spun around to see a tall figure with a white beard and a red suit. The man looked exactly like Santa Claus. Archie crossed his arms. "You must think you're pretty clever with all this," he said. "But I'm not falling for it." The man chuckled. "Oh, you're one of those," he said, his eyes twinkling. "One of what?" Archie demanded. "One of those who can't believe in magic, even when it's right in front of them," Santa replied. Archie rolled his eyes and reached out to tug at Santa's beard, expecting it to come off. But it didn't budge. Santa laughed. "I can see I have my work cut out for me." With a snap of his fingers, several tiny elves appeared by his side, their pointed ears twitching. Archie squinted. "So, you've hired little people and made them wear prosthetic ears. That's elaborate." Santa smiled. "You really do have an answer for everything, don't you? Well, there's only one way to settle this. You're coming with me." Before Archie could protest, the elves hoisted him off the ground and carried him at lightning speed to Santa's sleigh. All 9 reindeer were harnessed and ready to go. Santa climbed into the sleigh and grinned at Archie. "Ready for an adventure?" The sleigh lifted into the air, pulled by the glowing reindeer. Archie's jaw dropped as the sleigh soared over the snowy landscape, leaving trails of sparkling magic in its wake. Throughout the night, Archie witnessed things he could never have imagined. He watched Santa shrink down to the size of a toy and slide down chimneys to deliver presents. He saw elves appear out of nowhere to restock Santa's sack with gifts. The reindeer galloped through the sky, leaving streaks of light behind them. Archie, for once, was speechless. "Do you believe now?" Santa asked, his eyes twinkling. Archie opened his mouth to reply but couldn't find the words. Santa chuckled. I think we've turned a skeptic into a believer. As the night drew to a close, the sleigh approached Archie's house. Is that my home? Archie asked, noticing the warm glow of lights in the windows. It is, Santa said, and I think you'll find a surprise waiting for you. Archie's eyes widened as he spotted his parents' car in the driveway. They're home, he exclaimed. But how? They're never home for Christmas. Santa gave him a knowing smile. When you believe in the magic of Christmas, magical things happen. The sleigh landed softly by Archie's bedroom window, which opened with a wave of Santa's hand. Archie stepped inside and turned back to Santa. Thank you, he said, his voice full of wonder. I'll never stop believing. With a wave, Santa and his sleigh disappeared into the night, leaving Archie with a heart full of belief and a Christmas he would never forget. And so, the boy who once set out to prove Santa wasn't real became his biggest believer of all.